My name is Jessica Munro. I'm 33. I'm a senior audit manager at a CPA firm in Austin, Texas. For 7 years, I was my family's private bank. My dad, Frank Munro, owned a small contracting business that was always one job away from turning around. My mom, Linda Munro, managed the house and everyone else's emotions. My older sister, Megan Munro, Carter ran Blue Bonnet Bistro, a farm to table place downtown that looked great on Instagram and bled cash in real life. Every emergency was my emergency. A C unit died in July. Jess, can you cover it? It's 102 degrees. Property taxes due? Jess, we're short this quarter. Payroll for the bistro? Just a bridge loan, 2 weeks, I swear. The excuse was always the same. You're good with money, Jess. Family helps family. I stopped keeping track after year 3. If I had, I would have seen the pattern. I gave, they took, nobody paid back. And every time I got a raise or bonus, a new crisis showed up within 48 hours. The problem got permanent when I bought my first house at 1824 Maple Creek Drive. North side of Austin, 1,850 square feet, 3-bed, 2-bath, huge oak in the front yard, title, mortgage, insurance, all in my name. I paid $412,000 cash. Pulled from investments I'd built since college. No co-signers, no help. I thought, finally, something that was just mine. A line in the sand. I was wrong. The line was drawn in pencil and my family had an eraser. Thanksgiving evening last year, 6:47 p.m. I'm driving home from a client site in Round Rock. Cold front came through. The radio's on low. My phone rings. Unknown number, Austin area code. I almost ignore it. Miss Munro, this is Carla Vance with the fraud department at First National Bank. We're calling about 3 missed payments on your home equity line of credit. The current balance is $325,000. We've been mailing notices to the address on file for 90 days. I pull into a gas station because my hands start shaking. There's no HELOC. I paid cash for my house. There's no loan. Silence. Then keyboard clicks. Ma'am, the loan was originated March 14th of this year. Your signature is on the application. We have a copy of your driver's license. It was notarized by Angela Ruiz at Guadalupe Title Company. Would you like me to email the documents? I say yes. I sit in my car and watch the PDF load on my phone. Page 1, Home Equity Line of Credit Application, $325,000. Borrower, Jessica L. Munro. Page 3, my signature, except it isn't. The loop on the J is wrong. I always close my G's. This one is open. It's a good fake, but it's fake. Page 5, Notary Acknowledgement. Angela Ruiz, Notary Public, State of Texas. Personally appeared before me on March 14th, 2025, Jessica L. Munro, March 14th. I screenshot it. Then I open my Outlook calendar. March 12th to 16th, Texas, CPA Society Leadership Conference, Denver, Colorado. I open my Delta app. Flight confirmation, A, US to D, EN, March 12th, 6:15 a.m. Return, March 16th, 9:40 p.m. Hotel, the Maven confirmation number H88421. I even have a parking receipt from DEN Airport Garage, March 12th, 8:12 a.m. Mountain Time. I was 900 miles away when I signed those papers in Austin. I didn't sleep. I spent the night pulling records. By 3 a.m., I had the wire trail. March 15th, $325,000 hits my HELOC account. March 16th, $210,000 wired to Blue Bonnet Bistro LLC at a Meiji Bank. March 16th, $75,000 to Frank Munro, personal checking at Wells Fargo. March 17th, $40,000 to Linda Munro, personal savings. Then I checked the address on file with the bank. It wasn't Maple Creek. It was my parents' old house. 2408 Guadalupe Street. They changed my mailing address with the bank so I'd never see a statement. That's why the first I heard was a collections call. I called my attorney Daniel Reyes at 7:02 a.m. He picked up on the second ring. By 10 a.m., we had a plan. Step 1, police report for identity theft and forgery. Step 2, send a statutory demand letter. Step 3, file for an emergency writ of possession if they don't leave. The demand letter went out November 25th, certified mail to all three of them. The property at 1824 Maple Creek Drive was used as collateral for a fraudulent loan. Vacate any personal property and cease use of the premises. You have 30 days to respond or legal action will commence. No response. But my Ring camera caught Megan using my spare key on November 27th. She went in for 22 minutes, came out with a box. Thanksgiving Day. I drive by at 2 p.m. The driveway is full. My aunt's Suburban, my cousin Tyler's F-150, my uncle Pete's sedan, music coming through the windows. I park down the street and watch. Kids run out with paper plates. It's my house, my deed, my stolen equity, their party. 8:42 p.m. I'm back, not alone. Deputy Keller from Travis County plus Deputies Ramirez and Chen. Marked SUV at the curb. I'm wearing a blazer because if you're going to get betrayed on a holiday, you might as well look professional. 3 hard knocks. Megan opens the door, wine glass in hand, sees the uniforms. The glass freezes halfway to her mouth. Behind her, my dad, then my mom. Then the dining room comes into focus. 25 people, turkey carcass, cranberry sauce, my grandmother's china that I didn't know they'd taken. Deputy Keller steps forward. Calm, by the book. Good evening. I'm Deputy Keller with Travis County. We're here with an emergency order for possession signed by Judge Alvarez this afternoon. This property has a fraudulent lien tied to it. I need the following individuals, Frank Monroe, Linda Monroe, and Megan Monroe Carter, to begin vacating the premises by 10 p.m. tonight. Personal belongings only, no fixtures, no furniture. My dad moves first. Now hold on, this is a mistake. This is a family home. We've had Thanksgiving here for 3 hours. I say, I step past Deputy Keller. I've got a manila folder, legal tab sticking out. I set it on the table between the sweet potatoes and a half-carved turkey. This was never your home. You've been here 3 hours. I've owned it for 2 years. I open the folder, 1 page at a time. Page 1 for HELOC application. I tap my finger on the signature. That's not mine. I slide it toward my dad. He doesn't look. He looks at me. Page 2, notary page. Angela Ruiz says I was in her office March 14th. Here's my boarding pass from March 12th. I put the printed Delta email next to it. Here's the hotel folio from the Maven in Denver. Check the dates. Page 3, wire transfers. 3 lines, yellow highlight. $210,000 to Bluebonnet Bistro on March 16th. $75,000 to you, Dad, same day. $40,000 to you, Mom, March 17th. I look at my mom. This is why you changed my address with the bank, right? So I wouldn't see the statements? The room goes dead quiet, forks down. A kid asks, Mommy, what's happening? Nobody answers. My Uncle Pete stands up. He's been quiet in the corner all night. He walks to the table, picks up page 1, reads it, then page 3. He looks at my dad. His voice is flat, not angry. Disappointed is worse. Frank, you told me last month Jessica invested in the restaurant, that she wanted to help Megan. This says she didn't know. Which is it? My dad opens his mouth, closes it. His hand finds the back of a dining chair, knuckles white. We were going to tell her. When the bistro turned a profit, it lost $18,000 last month, I say. I am your daughter and your auditor. Don't lie to me with numbers. Megan shifts. The wine glass finally makes it to the table. She doesn't sit. She won't give me the height advantage. Smart, too late. Her eyes fill up. Not tears yet. The pre-tears, the performance starts. Voice drops to that shaky whisper she uses when she wants the room. Jess, I was desperate. You don't understand. The bistro was going under. I have 2 kids. Emma is 6, Noah is 4. What was I supposed to do? She scans the room, looking for nods, looking for she's right. My cousin Hannah studies her plate. Tyler suddenly finds the ceiling very interesting. No one jumps in. My mom moves next. She's always been the closer, the one who can hug the problem away. She comes around the table, hands out, honey, please. Not in front of everyone, not on Thanksgiving. We're family, we can fix this, we'll make payments. Just, can we not do this here? I step back, one step, enough that her hands fall. You forwarded my mail, Mom, every bank statement, every notice for 7 months. You took them from the post office, put them in a drawer. That's not a mistake. That's 200 days of decisions. That's a plan. Her face does something I've never seen. It doesn't crumple into tears. It breaks like a plate. The look of a woman watching the story she told herself for 33 years shatter. I thought, if you didn't see the letters, we'd have time to pay it back before I what? Found out? Before I noticed $325,000 missing from my life? My voice is louder than I want. It echoes off the vaulted ceiling I paid for. You bet my house that I'd never check. Deputy Keller clears his throat. Ma'am, per the court order, we need to start the process. Personal items only. We can have a civil standby for 1 hour. Megan goes for the crowd. Last play, arms wide, voice up. Are you all just going to stand there? She's calling the cops on her own family on Thanksgiving. She's kicking us out. Dad's 62. Where are we supposed to go? Uncle Pete answers. He doesn't raise his voice. Doesn't have to. Megan, you forged her name on a $325,000 loan. You stole her house. What did you think would happen? She'd send a thank you card? The room exhales. That's it. The moment the narrative flips. I'm not the villain anymore. I'm the audit. Megan's mouth opens. No sound. For the first time in my life, my sister has no words. She looks at Derek, her husband, her lifeline. He's been leaning against the kitchen island. Beer in hand, he sets the beer down, doesn't finish it, walks to the hall closet, pulls out Emma's pink backpack in one hand and Noah's Spider-Man shoes in the other. He doesn't look at Megan, he looks at me. No words, just a nod that says, I'm done carrying this too. Let's go, guys, he says to the kids. The front door closes at 8:56 p.m. Deputy Keller turns to me. Ma'am, we'll start the inventory. I slide the manila folder back into my bag. The tabs don't stick out anymore. For 7 years, I was the family's bank. Tonight, the bank closed.
If you like the story, please like and share it. And don't forget to subscribe.